Sorry to say this for all you boxing enthusiasts, but this fight was rigged, planned, scripted, and I think it has a lot to do with this man. People are not realizing that, yes, you put the money up in order to have this fight. However, him putting the money up to even put this event together is what made the money, win or lose, because he was smart enough to know that Canelo and Crawford would bring this big crowd, big attention, therefore money could be drawn from it. However, I believe, you see, some people don't know that win or lose, Canelo was making $100 to $150 million regardless of the fact. You see, Canelo signed a deal with that man for $400 million, which covered 4 to 5 fights. So it makes sense if you're Canelo, you had more fights in your career than Crawford, and you're already going to make 150 million for that fight. What would be the point in going hard to win? You already carved his legacy out. So Canelo winning or losing would mean nothing to his career, especially when he was already making 150. Now, Crawford, on the other hand, beating Canelo raises his stakes, right? Raises his legacy, so it makes sense why Canelo lost and why Crawford won. To me, it looked like Canelo was saving himself for the next fight. These fights are scripted, right? They went 12 rounds, no damage to each other, right? And then I'm looking at the punch stats. Crawford threw over 200 more punches than Canelo. Now, when I did the math on Canelo usually throws about 400 plus punches a match. This was a championship match. And so, to me, it would feel like effort would be there in a championship bout that really wasn't there. It really didn't seem like no urgency for Canelo because there was really no need for him to win this fight. He was already getting paid. Everybody wins. This man putting up the money so everybody can watch the fight for free, but you don't understand now that he owns these fighters. So him putting up the money for us to watch the fight, now Canelo still has to fight 1 or 2 more fights for this man to generate, to get that money that he spent back. And then Crawford, I'm sure, owes him one, because now Crawford can say he's the undisputed, the best boxer of his era, right? And have that clout go with him for the rest of his life. Canelo is already going to be making $400 million for these collective fights, win or lose. So, and I believe that the celebrities was in on the betting terms, because when you seen Jay-Z won $500,000, when you seen Aiden Ross switch up and bet it on Jordan Crawford, everybody else is in on it but us. And this is how they're manipulating these pay-per-view events, these big events. And if you're not in that loop, if you're not a celebrity, if you're not selling your soul to this man or the company, you're going to fall out of the loop and miss these easy opportunities of bettings because you're not in a loop. And none of this is by coincidence, I swear.